President Aquino is happy about attending the 21st ASEAN Summit and related summits with ASEAN's dialogue partners in the Cambodian capital, Phnom Penh. In particular, the President is elated over the progress of talks on territorial disputes involving China, the Philippines, and other ASEAN countries. He said ASEAN has taken a significant step forwarding in the draft of a code of conduct that would guide talks on the territorial disputes. More from Rocky Ignacio.
President Aquino will bring another good news for the Filipino people. The President and his delegation will return home tonight after attending the 21st ASEAN Leaders Summit and other related meetings in Phnom Penh, Cambodia. The Chief Executive described this year's summit as remarkable for the Philippines and other member economies that have claims in the West Philippine Sea. After 10 years, the ASEAN and China have agreed to start negotiations on the crafting of mechanism to the Code of Conduct in the South China Sea to address territorial disputes.
President Benigno S. Aquino today called on all parties to respect the exclusive economic zone and continental shelves of all coastal states, irrespective of their size or naval power. This is in conformity and in accordance with established rules of the UN Convention on the Law of the Sea. Speaking at the 7th East Asia Summit in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, President Aquino stressed that this is also in compliance with the provisions of the Declaration on the Conduct of Parties in the South China Sea. President Aquino quoted directly from paragraph 5 of the 10-year-old DOC, which states that parties should exercise self-restraint in the conduct of activities that would complicate or escalate disputes and affect peace and stability, including, among others, refraining from action of inhabiting on the presently uninhabited islands, reefs, shoals, cays, and other features, and to handle their differences in a constructive manner. President Aquino called on all claimant states in the West Philippine Sea to consider coming together to begin discussing the clarification of maritime claims and the resolution of their maritime disputes in accordance with international law, specifically.
President Aquino and 9 other heads of state earlier today attended the first ASEAN Global Dialogue, focusing on global challenges, particularly economic and financial issues. ASEAN leaders were joined by leaders and representatives of East Asia Summit led by U.S. President Barack Obama. The heads and representatives of the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund, the World Trade Organization, the Asian Development Bank, and the UN Conference on Trade and Development were also present during the dialogue. Communications Secretary Herminio Coloma said the Philippine Development Plan's focus on inclusive growth is aligned with global initiatives to empower and enable countries and people to achieve sustainable growth and development. The ASEAN Global Dialogue was one of the highlights of the final day of the ASEAN Summit. During the dialogue, World Bank Managing Director Sir Mulyani Idrawati lauded the initiatives of member economies, including the Philippines, in launching the Conditional Cash Transfer Program or CCT to address hunger and poverty. Meanwhile, leaders in the East Asia Summit have agreed to intensify economic cooperation. They have launched the start of negotiations for a Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership or RCEP. If passed, RCEP will strengthen trade and investment cooperation in the Asia-Pacific region. Aside from ASEAN leaders, East Asia members are India, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, China, South Korea, Russia, and United States. For the People's Television, Rocky Ignacio, Phnom Penh, Cambodia.